Aita, drama, secrets, confessions. Welcome to Trove Reddit.
I have a twin sister named Sophia. People call us the perfect pair, but the truth is perfection only belongs to her, while I am nothing but an unnecessary shadow. Sophia always steps onto the stage under the spotlight, while I disappear behind the curtain as if I never existed. People praise her as a star, as the dream of anyone. And me. An invisible nobody, nothing more, nothing less. But no one knows that behind that proud smile, Sophia hides a secret that, if the world ever found out, would destroy her in a single night. I saw it, I heard it, and I swore I would keep silent. But silence doesn't mean forgetting. Because that very secret became the knife that forced my life down a path I could never turn back from. Hit like and subscribe right now so you don't miss the next part. I once thought that no matter how many secrets she had, Sophia was still my sister. I once naively believed that blood ties would never betray. But I was wrong, and the price I paid was my heart being shattered. That day, I walked into the company with a thick file in my hands. It was the project I had spent sleepless months working on. I believed it would be the chance to finally prove my worth. But when the elevator doors opened, the sight before me froze me in place. Sophia. In an elegant business dress, with a proud smile, her arm locked tightly around Michael's. Michael, the man I once called my only love. And also, my boss. The two of them stood there, hand in hand, as if I had never even existed. I trembled as I asked, "What is this?" Sophia tilted her head, her eyes cold as ice. "Isn't it obvious? He never loved you. It was only in your imagination." Michael didn't deny it. Not a single explanation. He just smiled, a smile sharp enough to tear my heart apart. I screamed, "Why? I'm your sister." Sophia leaned closer, whispering in my ear. "Exactly because you're my sister, I know how to take away everything you have." Those words pierced my chest like a knife. I nearly collapsed in the middle of the company lobby. Have you ever been betrayed by your own family? That feeling is crueler than death itself. People around me stared with a mix of pity and contempt. They whispered, "How pathetic, even her man left her for her sister." My ears rang, my world crumbled. But Sophia wasn't finished. She pointed toward the corner of the room, where a janitor in uniform was mopping the floor. "Maybe you should try him. He's perfect for you. Poor, invisible, just like you." Their laughter echoed like hammers pounding against my skull. All I wanted was to disappear from this world right then. But then, the man lifted his head. His eyes met mine, calm and razor sharp, making my heart tremble. And in that very moment, my life turned onto a path no one could ever have imagined. I once thought Sophia only wanted to steal my love. But I was wrong. She wanted more than that. She wanted to turn me into a joke in front of the entire world. That night, I received an invitation card. "Come join Michael and Sophia's gala. Don't forget to bring your smile." I stared at the card, my hands trembling so hard I almost dropped it. It was nothing less than a blatant declaration of war. But I still went. Maybe deep down, I wanted to know just how cruel she could be. When I walked into the hall, the lights were blinding, the music thundered. All eyes instantly fell on me. They looked at me like I was some failure who had wandered into the wrong place. I clearly heard the whispers. Wasn't she once Michael's fiancée? And now she dares to show her face here. Then I saw Sophia. She appeared on the stage, in a sparkling gown like a queen. Michael stood by her side, his arm possessively wrapped around her waist. Sophia raised her glass, smiling, her voice echoing through the hall. "Allow me to introduce my twin sister, the woman who failed both in her career and in love." Laughter erupted everywhere. The entire hall exploded with that humiliation. I froze, my fists clenched so tight my palms bled. I just wanted to vanish. Have you ever been dragged out and made a laughingstock in front of hundreds of people? It's so cruel it makes you want to dig a hole and bury yourself alive right there. Sophia walked closer, whispering just loud enough for the microphone to catch every word. "You will never, ever be my equal. Accept the truth, little sister." Laughter filled the air again. But just when I thought I was about to collapse, my eyes accidentally caught a familiar face. The janitor from the other day. He stood at the back of the hall, silently watching me. No laughter, no contempt. Only a sharp, piercing gaze, as if he knew every secret Sophia was hiding. My heart raced wildly. I didn't know why, but I knew. This night wasn't over. This night was only the beginning of a storm. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to catch the next part because what comes next will leave you breathless with shock. I don't remember how I left the party. I only remember my legs trembling, ready to collapse at any moment. The mocking laughter, the whispers, they still echoed in my head like a sentence I could never escape. I stumbled into the hallway, gasping for the heavy night air. And then, he appeared. The janitor. Still in that worn-out uniform, still holding the mop in his hand. But his eyes. They weren't the eyes of an ordinary worker. They were sharp, calm, as if they had already seen through every secret inside that room. He walked slowly toward me. His voice was low, steady. Don't let them break you. They're not worthy. I froze, my tears spilling again before the first ones had even dried. You. Are you pitying me? I stammered. He shook his head. No. I'm just telling the truth. You're not a failure. You're stronger than you think. His words struck me straight in the heart. For the first time, someone was looking at me not with pity, not with contempt, but with trust. I whispered, trembling. Who are you? Why do you even care about me? He locked his eyes on mine, unblinking. Because I know what it feels like to be looked down on. I know what it feels like to be turned into a joke in front of the whole world. And I also know. Your sister is hiding things far worse than you've ever imagined. I froze in place. Every word he spoke was like a blade cutting through the fog in my mind. He knew Sophia. He knew her secrets. But how could a janitor know so much? Would you believe it? In just one moment, the man who seemed the most ordinary suddenly became someone I couldn't take my eyes off. I was caught between fear and curiosity. Who was he, really? A stranger who just happened to be kind? Or another shadow waiting to swallow me whole? He stayed silent for a long moment, as if weighing whether to say anything at all. Then he sighed, his eyes drilling straight into mine. Do you want to take it all back? I froze. Take back. All of it. I repeated, my voice trembling. He nodded. Not just your job, your love, or your dignity. But the entire life your sister stole from you. I clenched my hands, my heart racing wildly. He spoke as if he knew every broken piece of me. I whispered, but I have nothing. How could I ever stand against Sophia? He stepped closer, his voice dropping low. Because I have something you don't. I have proof. Things that can shatter the perfect mask your sister hides behind. I went rigid. Proof. Could he really know the secret from that rainy night when I was 16? The night Sophia made me an unwilling accomplice. My heart tightened. I had never told anyone. So how could he know? Have you ever met a stranger who knows your darkest secret? The feeling is terrifying, yet intoxicating. I stepped back, trying to keep distance. You. Who are you, really? He smiled faintly. The only one who can help your eyes. But I need one thing from you. I stared at him, every muscle tense. What? He answered plainly. Trust me. And come with me, all the way. Those words sent a chill down my spine. I knew I was standing at a dangerous crossroads. One wrong step, and I could lose everything. But one right step, and I could become someone Sophia would never dare underestimate again. I locked eyes with him. Then whispered, if I agree. There's no turning back, right? He nodded slightly. And in that moment, I heard my heart answer. I agree. Do you think I was crazy? Sometimes, only madness can save us from the darkness. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to catch the next part. Who do you think this man really is? Comment below, I want to know. That night, I followed him to a worn-down room in the basement of an abandoned building. No one knew we were there. The rusty door screeched eerily as he pushed it open. Inside the dark room, there was only an old wooden table stacked with thick files. He placed them in front of me. I opened one with trembling hands. And immediately, my world collapsed all over again. Inside were photos, audio recordings, even videos. All of it linked to Sophia. Secret meetings, hidden deals, enormous sums of money funneled through charities. I couldn't believe my eyes. This was the real face my sister had hidden behind her glamorous mask for years. He looked at me, his eyes drilling into mine. Do you see now? All that glitter, all that fame, it's fake. Only the darkness is real. I hugged the files tightly, my whole body shaking. But how do you even have this? Where did you get it? I shouted. He just smiled enigmatically. It doesn't matter where I got it. What matters is, do you dare to use it? The question cut through me like a knife. If I exposed this evidence, Sophia would lose everything. Her reputation, her career, her power, even the saintly image everyone worshipped. But in return, I could be dragged down with her. What would you choose? Revenge and destruction, or silence and life as a failure? His gaze didn't leave me. I knew. The moment I held these files, I was no longer an outsider. I had stepped into the game. A game where only the strong survive. I knew Sophia was hiding a deadly secret. But instead of confronting her directly, I decided to set a trap. A trap no one would expect. Not even me. That night, I pretended to leave the house. In reality, I had planted a tiny hidden camera inside the room Sophia frequented. I wanted to see what she really did when she thought she was alone. When the screen lit up, I froze. Sophia wasn't alone. There was a stranger in the room, his face scarred, eyes cold and sharp. He whispered to her. Has she suspected anything yet? If she finds out, we're done for. I was stunned. She. That's me. What were they plotting behind my back? Sophia nodded, but the next words made me go numb. Don't worry. She thinks she's setting a trap for me. But the truth is, I've been preparing a trap for her all along. A chill ran through me. A trap within a trap. Could it be that I was the prey all along? I started questioning everything. Was Sophia even my sister, or just someone pretending to be family? And who was that man? And why did he call me she? My hands shook as I turned off the screen, my heart pounding as if it might burst. But at that very moment, my phone buzzed. A message appeared. Loved your little trap. But now it's my turn. The phone slipped from my hands. How did she know I was watching? Or had every step I took until now been part of her plan? If it were you, could you believe that the person closest to you was quietly plotting your destruction? Don't take your eyes off this story, because the truth behind it is even more terrifying. And if you want to see how I survive, make sure to subscribe right now so you don't miss the next part. My wedding day arrived. But it wasn't a day of happiness. It was a golden prison, a chessboard where I was nothing more than a pawn, pushed forward as bait. The hall was packed with guests. Lights blazed, flowers overflowed, music echoed as if everyone was celebrating me. But inside, all I could hear was the pounding of war drums signaling a battle to the death. I walked down the red carpet. Every step felt like moving closer to the edge of a cliff. My fiancé held my hand, but his eyes were fixed on Sophia. They exchanged a glance. A glance that made it clear I was just a sacrificial piece on their board. Then came the moment to exchange rings. Sophia suddenly stepped onto the stage, snatched the microphone from the MC. The entire room fell silent. All eyes locked on her, waiting for the drama that was about to unfold. Before my sister gets married, there's a truth that needs to be revealed. Her voice was icy, sharp like a blade. I froze, heart hammering. What truth? About me. Or about her? She looked directly at me and smiled. Today's bride is not the little girl our parents raised. She's a substitute, a horrifying swap from the past. The hall erupted in whispers and shocked gasps. A substitute? Me. If I'm not who I thought I was, then who am I? The room held its breath. Hundreds of eyes drilled into me as if they could tear away my mask. I shook, words barely escaping. Sophia. What exactly are you hiding? And who am I really in this story? If it were you, would you believe her words? Or trust your own memories? The hall erupted like a bomb had gone off. Shouts, chairs scraping, the chaos echoing in every corner. All cameras turned to me. My story had suddenly become a live broadcast for the entire city. A substitute. I muttered, my mind blank. Then, the massive LED screen behind the stage flickered to life. A video appeared, showing me being carried out of the hospital all those years ago. The woman holding me wasn't my mother, it was a complete stranger. The crowd screamed. Some pulled out their phones, live streaming it to the world. In just minutes, I became the center of attention, the city's hottest topic. They didn't call me by name. They called me the swap child. My fiancé stood frozen, like a statue. His gaze on me was no longer pity, it was pure contempt. I heard him whisper to Sophia. Well done. You finally exposed her in front of everyone. My chest tightened, as if someone was crushing it. Then, I laughed. The sound rang out across the chaotic hall. If everyone had already turned their backs on me, why should I keep hiding? I snatched the microphone and shouted. All right. You want the truth? Then hear this loud and clear. The man standing beside me today is not the perfect fiancé everyone thinks he is. He and Sophia secretly signed a marriage contract 2 years ago. And I was just the pawn in their trap. The hall went silent. Then the shouting erupted again, louder than before. Who will the city believe? Sophia. Or me? If it were you, would you reveal everything like I just did? Or stay silent to protect the last shred of dignity? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to uncover the final secrets with me in the next part where the truth is truly exposed. The flashbulbs kept firing. My face appeared on every phone screen, on live streams spreading at lightning speed. I realized, no matter how much I wanted to hide, I couldn't escape anymore. Sophia lunged forward, snatching the microphone from my hand, screaming that I was a fraud. But at that exact moment, a voice rang out from the back of the hall. It belonged to a man I had never seen before, but he spoke my real name perfectly. He held a thick stack of files, holding them up for everyone to see. Here are the DNA test results and the full hospital records from 20 years ago. The swap child is Sophia. The hall went silent. Sophia collapsed, her face pale, her eyes wide with panic. I could see her hands trembling, the same hands that had once led me into her trap, now clutching at her own fate. And my fiancé. He didn't dare meet my gaze anymore. To everyone watching, he was no longer the wealthy prince they admired, just a greedy man, stripped bare before millions of eyes. And me. For the first time in my life, I smiled. Not because I had won, but because the truth had finally spoken for me. It turned out everything I had lost was just a show. And what I had gained was freedom. But you know what's the strangest part? While everyone crowded around, apologizing and asking if I could forgive, I felt only a vast emptiness inside. Was I really the true victor? Or was it the cruel truth itself, always waiting to appear at the moment no one expects? If it were you, standing before thousands of eyes, and knowing you were the last one standing, would you hold your head high, or would you break down and cry?